Alright, well, let's get this shit started. Break down starting items in a second here. Alright, so MonsterRancher0 opting for no regen at level 1, I think this is actually a relatively smart move. It doesn't gain you a whole lot, but I mean it's something. It gives you that extra tiny edge. Otherwise, identical starting items here. Both going to do the creep block action. Typically, if you're both on about the same level for creep blocking, the creeps don't really do anything different. They just end up in the dead center here. Which I think is about what happens. He gets a little bit luckier on this side with the creep blocking action. What the fuck? I didn't notice that the first time. He just used a tango. It's really weird. Huh. I'm not sure about that. MonsterRancher0 taking it, or YajirobeFromDC taking easy lead there, 2-1 to his 0-1. Playing extremely aggressive, like with his positioning there. Oops, scroll back out. The problem with having to use the mouse click to move the screen. 2-1, 3-2. He's not terribly far behind right here, and that miss is crucial. Actually, that sucks. He would have had that. I'm actually really surprised he backs off so far here and just like completely ignores CS, because he's not like in desperate need of that salve. Oh, he went to do the creep block. Misses that CS too. So it's a couple easy CS given up for no reason there. Tricky part there, Toxin lands both of his raises on the hero and the creep wave. So it's actually a pretty significant amount of damage. Those auto attacks off. See, that's the difference right there. He uses the raise and hits the creeps and gets the CS, but then misses the hero. It's kind of a big deal in my book. It's half the abusable factor in playing a Shadow Fiend 1v1, whether it's Shadow Fiend versus Shadow Fiend or any other hero. You have to be able to use that raising harass to keep people out of lane and shit. That was a bad raise. Pulls the creep away from the wave, makes sure they don't hit it too much, and still get that CS. Pops the salve. Toxin out of regen, but goes for the wand. It actually ends up playing a pretty big factor, or pretty big role in these 1v1s. Like, the wand usage is really crucial, and actually in a lot of the 1v1s I've seen, they tend to, oops, wow, gets way too greedy here, gets creep blocked and then attacked by towers too much, and then boom. It's that easy. Got way too greedy. He used his C raise, then his X raise, and then was going in for another C raise or something, but was like, oh wait a minute, I can't do this. Ends up getting raped for it. So very quick first game. Game 2 lasts a little bit longer than that. And we see YajirobeFromDC bust out the Ring of Basilius this game, which is kind of interesting. He doesn't abuse the armor aura quite as much as I thought he would. There's a little bit of all chat going on. He's talking about, this is Dota Cash hosted, or like this was around the time when Dota Cash had already taken out THR, and there were bots set up to do scrims on and stuff, and he was using the scrim bots to like host his 1v1s and pissing everyone off pretty bad, so they finally like, I think, banned him from using the scrim bots entirely. I think good creep block going on here. Again, no regen at level 1, which I think is totally fine in a lot of ways. Plus 11 damage versus the plus 9. So he has a little bit of a disadvantage at the level 1. So you really have to rely on that toggle for the aura and use that to fuck with people. Doing a really nice job of CSing right here. A little bit early on that last hit. Commanding lead right now. There's no way I don't think of seeing Toxin CS, but he's 6-1 right now, which is really fucking decent. Oh man, that armlet toggle. Or the, not armlet toggle, the Ring of Basilius toggle. Because usually it's 2 hits for a range creep, and then like 1 or 2 autos from a melee creep, and you should be able to last hit it, and it wasn't capable, or it wasn't possible right there. Toxin doing a little bit of catch up there, getting any CS he can. Plus 17 damage. Is that right? Wow, they're plus 27 versus his plus 17. So he's at a 10 damage advantage at this point. Obviously playing a factor. I mean, he started out at a disadvantage, so either he out CS Toxin pretty badly, or the Ring of Basilius toggle making the difference there. Oh, just a tiny bit early there. I'm actually pretty amazed at Toxin's ability to know when it's a good time to harass and know when to just go for CS, because he seems like he's more aware of Shadow Fiend's offensive capabilities in terms of killing heroes. Uphill miss kind of sucks. Oh wow. A little bit early on that deny right there. Oh man, he gave that CS up by last hitting it, or trying to last hit it. Damn. Forcing out the salve, no surprise there. Lands double raise and a few auto attacks. Goes for the one. So we're seeing plus 39. He's always at about a 10 damage advantage, which is actually pretty significant. Damn. So plus 38 to his plus 39 to his plus 27. I don't get this. I don't know why you'd spend 200 gold to get a flying courier in a 1v1 like this. I mean, maybe if you're planning on sending out that much regen to yourself that you think you need the speed of the courier, but that's a pretty hefty gold advantage, or gold like investment into something that's not helping you win a straight up 1v1. Oh, that was an ugly raise. What the fuck? Gets a bunch of regen sent out to him. 3 salves, 2 clarities. Dodges that raise to keep up the regen. Definitely a smart play. Damn. 2 raises, and he doesn't have any solid regen to really compete with. Plus out of clarity, has plenty of regen left. Oh, nice raise. Uses his wand. This is, I think, where you have to be really careful, because your backup plan on the wand is completely gone, so to be very aware of the fact that you don't have anything to save you if you get into a man mode fight. And this is exactly what I meant. First blood. Yep. outplayed. And game 3. This is technically game 4 or game 5 maybe. I don't know. There's definitely replays missing. I think there were 4 replays total, and there's only 3 available anymore. So I don't know what the story is on that, because it was a best of 5. I think they went 1-1, game 1, game 2, and then Toxin just crushed him game 3, game 4. Just straight out playing him. This game is actually really interesting to me because Toxin's items are really strange for what I consider normal play. Like, this item setup is just totally bizarre. I don't get it. You're never going to get wand charges. I mean, you'll see in this 1v1 how long it takes him to get a charge up on that wand. And against this last hitting potential with this Wraithband build, I don't know, man. It just seems like such an uphill battle from the very beginning. And he manages right off the bat to get a CS, so it's not like it's impossible to hit with Shadow Fiend. It's not like it's out of his capability. It just makes it so much harder to do that when you're worrying about the fact that he has, what, starting damage like an extra 10 right from the very beginning over you. Plus 22 to this plus 7, that's a 15 damage lead. That's a real bitch to deal with, man. Misses that CS2. These are the CS he really needs to be hitting too, because if you're not hitting those ones, I mean, you're just digging that hole even deeper for yourself. Just like that. Yep, needed to hit it once, dude. Doesn't want to go for the last hit there because he knows the tower will take care of it. It's back to that pseudo deny strategy, where you don't really get the last hit yourself for the deny. You don't get any Necromastery souls out of it, but it doesn't matter. You're still denying them the same thing, which is just as good. Oh wow. That plus damage is really hurting him right now. I don't know what he's backing off the creep wave so far for right now. Plus 28 damage, you'd think he'd be... Maybe he doesn't have quite as much faith in his item buying abilities as he should. Even trade on denies there. There's another last hit out of that. Another last hit. It's just so hard to compete for those for the last hits when you have such a significant disadvantage. 20 damage down. I mean, that's a pretty decent amount. Nice pseudo deny there. Almost actually gets the regular deny just because his damage lead is so high. Yep, level 4. This is 3 minutes into the game. That's his first wand charge, so it hasn't helped him at all at this point. And they've already traded evenly on using raises, so it's not like Toxin couldn't have had the same advantage that he has. Like, if they'd both gone Wraithband, he could have had the same items and like not be so far behind on the last hits and stuff. So I don't know. A little bit of a odd strategy there. It's actually kind of terrified for no reason. Like, I don't even know that he has level 3 raise. I think he went for level 3 in Necromastery, if I'm not mistaken. And just abusing that positioning. He's not even going for last hits on that because he knows he can keep him far enough away from the creep wave by just getting good raises off. Problem is, those salves are going to keep him in lane as long as he wants to be, basically. He's got the wand upgrade and actually opts for boots. This is the major difference in this 1v1, or at least in this game, between Toxin and MonsterRancher or YajirobeFromDC, whichever you want to call him. God, that was such a clean raise. It's not my first time watching this replay, and every time I like that raise. I don't know what it is about that one. Dodges the raise. Gets one off of his own. Nice deny. It's really impressive, actually, how much of a factor the boots make. Like, you wouldn't think it would be that important in something like this that's so focused on the last hitting aspect of things. This is crucial. You get that tower, you get the catapult last hit, you're pretty much a shoo-in for winning this. That's just my opinion, but it's shout out to all the noobs out there. You get last hits on catapults, that's game-winning shit right there. Even trade on denies there. Look at this last hit, I think. Yeah. It's pretty basic. And plus 39 to his plus 53. The gap really isn't that far anymore. I mean, that's 10 damage. He's really closed it, because it was at plus 20, and since then, all Toxin has been doing is closing that gap ever so slightly. Every wave it gets a little bit closer. Oh, get that. Plus 47, plus 57. You know what I mean? 10 damage, it's still something, but the higher the levels go, the more of a factor the raises play, and the less of a factor the Necromastery Souls play. Have a good eye on that. So he has double Wraith Band and upgraded wand. Toxin going for bracer boots and more regen. Man, that raise does so much damage, and he's gonna be level 7 really shortly here. Plus 55, plus 67, so he's still at that 10 damage lead. Like, there's no doubt about him being in the lead as far as that goes, but I don't know, like I said, you really have to be careful about the raises, because those are going to be the scarier thing to deal with than auto attack damage at a certain point in this 1v1 matchup. Oh, decides to back off, takes way too much damage from these creeps. A little premature last hit there. Totally misses that last hit. It's kind of surprising. He's going for another Wraith Band. I don't know, man. That seems overly greedy. And this is where it gets ugly for MonsterRancher. He tries dodging so hard, man. He tries dodging like every way he possibly can, and then just gets auto attacked to death. And that's the end of it, man. I said at the end of the last time I casted these when the fucking frames were dropping or whatever that shit was, don't ever dick suck MonsterRancher. Don't ever fucking dick suck YajirobeFromDC. I will fucking pull out this recording, these replays, any chance I get, because he's been beaten, and not even by the best. Like, he's been beaten by what most people consider like top 1%ers, but not even like the best of the best. We're not talking pro players, we're not talking Chinese players, we're talking about random pub stomper that got his shit beaten and tried to cover up the evidence by switching names and then going and playing in fucking Join Dota forums. That's about the end of it.